series to the Royals in 5 years. With a victory today, they'll keep that streak alive as it would even up the 4 games. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome. The Orioles came back last night and got the win, relying on yet another young player as Chris Tillman came on to make the start. The Orioles youngsters are putting up big numbers, and we'll get to see another today. We've talked about Nolan Reimold, Rookie of the Year candidate. Well, how about Brad Bergeson? Bergeson has come on to be a real solid starter. And all around Major League Baseball, every yard says, just how good is this young pitcher? Well, he's good enough to be one of those candidates. The top rookie pitchers right now, you see Brad Bergeson, the ERA of 3.56. It is better than any of the others who would be considered for Rookie of the Year candidates. Buck Martinez, those are pretty good numbers.
Well, they sure are, Gary. And I think when you think back to spring training, he really wasn't on top of the radar list as far as who you were going to expect to pitch in the big leagues. But because he threw a lot of strikes and showed that he had poise and was going to be able to throw his breaking ball over, he was in the mind of Dave Tremblay and Rick Kranitz all spring long. He got the call, and he's responded very effectively.
What does he work on now as you go through the remainder of this season and the starts he gets?
I think what he needs to work on is being able to back off his fastball a little bit. Not a full-blown changeup, just that BP fastball with a little more sink to get those easy ground ball outs to give him those quick innings so he can pitch later into the game.
All right, Orioles are taking the field, and we are set to go. When we come back, we're going to be talking a lot about Nolan Reimold today. His brother's going to be joining us. That's part of covering the bases. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And we welcome you back. Mostly sunny skies. It is Foam Finger Day, and they will be much in evidence throughout the ball game here today as the Orioles fans hope they'll have a chance to use them in celebration of the Orioles coming away with their second win in this 4-game set against Kansas City. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. DeJesus, Meyer, Butler, Jacobs, Callaspo, Buck, Gordon, Friel, and Betancourt. Callaspo, an 11-game career-high hit streak.
PNC scouting report for the Orioles right-hander Brad Bergeson. Fastball, sinker ball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. He's got a distinct home field advantage in it. He's gone 6-1 here in this ballpark. And he can have a sneak attack today. The Royals haven't seen him before. Quick resolution, throw a lot of strikes early in the game, try to have some quick innings and short pitch counts and pitch late into this ball game. Brad Bergeson is pitching with so much composure. This is his 19th start of the season. He's really confident. He's made some very good adjustments under the guidance of Rick Kranitz, and he's moved to the first base side of the rubber. He's created a much better angle for himself, and because of that, he is pitching very, very confidently.
The Orioles hoping to even up this series on the year at 4-4 if they can get the victory here in the ball game today. Very sunny and warm. Virtually no breeze here at the ballpark at the start of the game. It is a great day for day baseball, as long as you got that sunscreen on and a hat to wear. 85 degrees, and humidity's not bad either, at least at this moment here at the noon hour.
Now, this is one of the best baseball days we've had in a long time. It's perfect here this afternoon.
And David DeJesus will be leading it off. DeJesus, and the first pitch from Bergeson, and it will miss for a ball. DeJesus has had one hit in this series, as he has gone 1 for 8, playing in 3 of the ball games. A juggle lineup for both Kansas City and Baltimore today. DeJesus on the breaking ball. That is in there for a strike from Bergeson.
Now, so many people around the league are starting to recognize just how consistent Brad Bergeson has been. Even the pitching coach for the Royals was anxious to watch him pitch here today. So they've been watching his lines and watching some video highlights, and I'm impressed.
1-1 delivery on the way. DeJesus will foul it back. He has never faced the Royals, so it's his first outing against them. But talking about his starts, there have been 10 quality starts in the 11 overall that have been made in his last 11. I mean, that's how he's come along. You've seen the progression that you're looking for in the young pitcher. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that is foul back, and it'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, DeJesus, as a leadoff hitter, wants to see as many pitches as possible so he can give his team a scatter report, if you will. Just make everybody aware of what he throws. Trey Hillman, the Royals skipper, looking to win this series.
That pitch is going to come inside. One of the reasons the Orioles able to win last night is that they were able at the beginning of the ball game against Zach Greinke to force him to throw a lot of pitches. The Orioles had 38 foul balls against Greinke in the game last night, and it forced Kansas City to have to take him out earlier than they might like to have done after 6 innings because of the pitch count, because he was pitching effectively, but he had simply gotten up to a pitch count at around 119 where he had to come out of the ball game. So when Greinke got out and the Orioles got to that bullpen, game was over.
It was a departure from what they had seen from the bullpen in the first 2 games. They had thrown 9 scoreless innings prior to last night.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that is down low. So good job by DeJesus early on, forcing the pitch count to 3-2. Royals have not won a lot of series, so for them the chance to get a series win is a big deal. And that one hit Bergeson, and the throw over will be in time as Ty Wigginton made the play, and Wieters will go out to talk to Bergeson. It'll be a 1-5-3 put out on DeJesus.
Yeah, it looked like it might have caught him on the shin, as there was a hot shot comebacker right to the mound, but Wigginton alertly played the carom and recorded the out. Right back to the mound, a one hopper. Looked like he hit Bergeson off the leg. Wigginton comes over from third to throw out DeJesus.
And Mitch Meyer will be coming up. That's one of those shots that may have an impact later rather than right now. We'll see. Ground ball to short as Turris. Meyer is retired.
When you talk about the development of a young pitcher, these are the pitchers. That's the 2-seam fastball that'll result in a lot of ground ball outs. The 4-seamer, a little bit harder and more accurate with it. The slider, that's his bread and butter pitch for the strikeout. Gets on top of it very well. And the changeup, he throws it with a split grip. He doesn't call it a splitter, just gives him a good feel for it. And that's the breaking ball. It's been incorporated here about midway through his run here, and it's actually made his slider better because he's gotten his hand on top of his slider as a result of throwing a few more curveballs.
Chance to start the ball game out 1-2-3. Billy Butler. Butler's had a big series against the Orioles. 6 for 14, a home run, and 5 RBIs in this series, raising his average to the .291 mark. Butler third in the league in doubles coming into today's play. 1-1. That's down the line in right field. That is curving. It is a fair ball. No, foul ball. Sorry.
Well, I thought the same thing you did to me when I looked at it with a naked eye. I thought it was a fair ball, but down the first baseline, John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, was camped out on the foul line and said, nope, just a little bit foul.
So your eye was naked too?
Yeah, mine was really, and I saw it foul. I thought it was fair when it hit.
I did too.
Well, don't go confusing me now. Too early for that.
It's a day game. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Billy Butler. Neither team took batting practice today, so don't know how the ball's going to carry. Generally on days like this, you get some pretty good lift, and the ball will fly pretty well here at Camden Yards. But both ball clubs, with the late game last night and the early game today, let the players come in later. You see very gentle breeze, if at all. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way to Butler, and that will miss down low. A 2 ball, 2 strike count. Finishing up on the ball game last night, we told you at the end of the game, the Royals did not have a defensive assist in the ball game. That ball's going to be plunked into right field, and that time, was that fair?
That's fair, but
that was a fair ball.
Yeah.
And Butler is on with a single. Boy, he's got the Orioles number here this season. Tell you about last night, the Royals went through the game without 1 defensive assist. The 24 outs had 9 strikeouts, 13 flyouts, and 2 groundouts. The 2 groundouts were to Billy Butler at first unassisted. So of course that ties a record. You can't have a negative in that department. And ironically, the last time it happened was in 2003, and it included the Orioles. Tampa Bay had a game against Baltimore in Baltimore, where Tampa Bay did not record an assist in the ball game. And that is the last time that had happened. Hasn't been a 27-out game without an assist since 1997. Mike Jacobs, here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Takes the ball in the air to left field. Hit it pretty good. PA is back, though. And he's got it. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on base. So look at the lineup for the O's when we come back. Not feeling well today, so has the day off. Amber, get better. We miss you here at the yard. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the O's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It will be Roberts, PA, and Jones, Markakis, Huff, Wigginton, Scott, Wieters on his Turris, 11 RBIs, last 6 versus the Royals for Jones.
PNC scouting report for the big right-hander, Luke Hochevar. Fastball, sinker, slider, curve, and a changeup. He's got a new toy, and that new toy is a four-seam fastball, something that Bob McClure has given him, and it's been very effective. His strike-to-ball ratio has improved dramatically because of that. He's always been a sinker-slider pitcher. He was the #1 pick out of the University of Tennessee, and a guy that always overpowered young hitters just by the movement and the break. But now he has to elevate the fastball. Last time out, 13 strikeouts.
Luke Hochevar ready to go. Brian Roberts stands in against him. And Brian quickly to short. 1 pitch, 1 out. Betancourt's got it.
Still no assist.
Nope.
Behind Hochevar for the Royals, they have committed 75 errors. Toronto leads the American League with the fewest at 36. De Jesus, Mitch Meyer, and Ryan Friel, the former Oriole, in right field. Alex Gordon back at third base this afternoon. Betancourt, Callaspo, shortstop, and second. I think first baseman Billy Butler and John Buck catches tonight for Luke Hochevar.
No relation.
Not at all.
Especially since it's not your last name.
Every time you say that, I want to go, huh?
Felix Pie will take the pitch. Pie getting his 23rd start in left field in the ball game. He has actually faced Hochevar once and had a hit off him. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Ground ball to second base this time. Callaspo makes the play. That'll bring up Adam Jones. 3-game hit streak, 3 home runs. Then they've come early.
Well, he's been on fire, and he hit a home run off Bruce Chen in the first inning on a breaking ball. Ending game 2, first inning again, this time off Brian Bannister. And finally, in last night's game off Zach Greinke, 3 home runs in the first inning of all 3 of the games in this series. You can see his last 3 games, 3 for 4. He had an RBI double in last night's game. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in his run against the Royals. He has absolutely worn them out. He has swung the bat as well as Billy Butler has against the Orioles.
He stands in with 2 down and nobody on. Hochevar's delivery. That will miss down low for a ball. Hochevar has given up 10 home runs total on the season. Left-handers hit only 198 off him. Right-handers, though, hit 290. 6 home runs with the righties. Jones will take that one for a strike. Adam, a .308 average with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs against Kansas City this season. 1-1 delivery. Hochevar got it in, and that's going to be a base hit into right center. He'll make the turn. Ryan Friel will get it back in, and the Orioles have their first hit of the ball game.
That's a great swing right there for a young hitter that's hit home runs in each of his first bats in the last 3 games to go the other way on an inside pitch. Pretty impressive approach. This ball is sinking down and in, and he just takes the inside out swing and drills it into right center. The growth of a young hitter, it's been impressive.
And it will bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis batting in the cleanup spot again. 3rd in doubles, 5th in RBIs, and 10th in hits in the league. And what a season Nick Markakis is having. Had the 3 for 5 last night. He also leads the majors with the 11 outfield assists. Against Hochevar, he is 2 for 6 with a home run. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball.
Yeah, Nick Markakis is truly the complete player. He and Adam Jones have really developed a great relationship in the outfield, and their ability to recognize just how much range each has, and then they can play balls in the gap. They communicate very well defensively.
Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way. Jones faked the go. Buck came up and took a look, and a 2-0 count on Markakis.
Well, if you're going to try to run against the Royals, today's the day. John Buck has caught but 2 of 31 base stealers.
Orioles have run a little more since the All-Star break. Dave Tremblay would like to do even a little more in the second half of this season. Hochevar, the 2-0 delivery on the way, and the slider breaking ball will catch the inside corner for a strike. Nick has been piling up the extra base hits. 10 of his last 20 hits have been extra base hits for Nick Markakis. Those are the ones that pick up the RBIs and also allow you to score some runs. 2 down here and a 2-1 count. Hochevar, a long set. Markakis will take that for a strike, and the count goes to 2-2. Hochevar has been real hot. He's in his last 9 starts, he's gone 6-1 with an ERA of 3.66, and he has been striking people out and not surrendering many runs. He's pitching as well right now as he has in his 2 years at the major league level. 2-2 count. See if Jones goes. He does not, and that ball will be ripped foul.
He had a pretty good jump at first base, but didn't feel comfortable. Decided to stop. Trying to get a good feel for Hochevar, who's held the ball very effectively with Jones trying to get a lead.
When Hochevar has a 2-strike count, he does not mess around. He has the second highest strike percentage in 2-strike counts of anyone. Only Ted Lilly has a higher percentage. Here's the 2-2, and there's one of those that's outside. He with 2 strikes against the batter, hitters are 149 against him. The league average is 187 when there is a 2-strike count. He just comes right at you rather than wasting pitches. He generally throws strikes. 3-2 count. Jones running. Markakis will foul that
one away. The way Nick Markakis has hit the ball for extra base hits, as Gary had mentioned, anytime you get a break here, you've got to anticipate a double. With that on your mind, you'll get a good turnaround second, and if Markakis should hit a ball in the gap, you should be able to score on it.
Markakis battling him here. Hochevar having to work here in the first inning after he got a couple of easy outs. 3-2 delivery on the way. Swung on, fouled right straight back over the screen. And the count will stay at 3-2. Hochevar will throw a lot of breaking balls for out pitches. He's not afraid to use that curveball and slider to get hitters out. It's an interesting matchup because the Orioles are one of the best teams in the majors hitting 2-strike breaking balls. 3-2 delivery. Jones running again, and that one is going to be popped up. Shallow left. Third baseman Gordon back. Shortstop Betancourt calls, and he's got it. And picked that one off in foul territory. 1 hit, 1 left on, and 1 complete. No score. To win $99 worth of American Classic scratch-off tickets from the Maryland Lottery for every Oriole home run hit today. If you'd like to have a chance, you can enter. Log in, MassonSports.com. No score as we go to the second inning. Guy Espo will lead it off with his 11-game hit streak. Ferguson gets the pitch into him for a strike. 4 for 13 in the series. He's had a home run. That is the RBI that he's picked up in this series during the hit streak. 17 out of 45. And that one's going to go foul. Ferguson all the way over there to try and make a play on that. 2-strike count.
Now, we had Chris Tillman make his major league debut last night. This is the 19th start of his major league career, Ferguson, and I can't tell you, the atmosphere around here is very positive with all these young pitchers coming up and pitching so effectively. The line, not that impressive, but I think when you consider first major league start, 21 years old.
That is a fair ball. Great stop. Huff. Ferguson got it. Tip of the cap on that one.
Yeah, that looked like an extra base hit down the right field line, but Aubrey Huff snared it, and then from his knees, backhanded flip to Ferguson. That's one thing when Ferguson's on the mound, the infielders anticipate something hit to them. He throws so many strikes, gets so many ground balls. But you got to be on your toes, and right here, Aubrey makes a fine play from his knees in foul territory for the assist.
And one away, and here's John Buck. John Buck trying to work his way back into the lineup as the catcher. Having been on the DL, he's only had one at bat in this series, coming off the bench with a 1-for-1. He missed 32 games, herniated disc and muscle spasms in the back problems. Not good for anybody, but especially not good for a catcher. He's only had 103 at bats. He will foul that one away. Ferguson gets ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, anybody that's ever had back problems of any nature, boy, you can't do anything. Ryan Hannigan of the Cincinnati Reds is just dealing with the same type of thing, but he's got a disc problem in his neck.
1-2 delivery on the way. That ball will be fouled off. Yet another day and another disclosure. ESPN is reporting today that a couple more on the performance-enhancing drug list names are out there. Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz. I don't know what to do with this. This list is so long that if it keeps coming out 1 and 2 at a time, it'll be for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
We're talking about back in the 2003 year.
Yeah, the commissioner's got to do something about it and get to the bottom of it and get some way to get it out all once and for all, or else these is going to trickle and come out month after month.
2-2 delivery, fouled away. There is a list out online on ROTO Info. ROTOinfo.com. I've had it for a month or so. I mean, it's out there, and so far it hasn't been wrong. It's got an entire list. And a strike called. Ferguson gets his first strikeout. Buck is retired. 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
This is that breaking ball designed to be away, but you can see it starts off the plate inside and breaks over the heart of the plate. Well, there's another example. You know, oftentimes after a good game, you hear pitchers say, well, I only made a couple of mistakes all day long. That's not true. You missed your spot. To me, that's a mistake, but it didn't hurt him.
That ground ball is going to be a base hit. So Gordon is on his 4th hit, 4 for 9 in the series. The 2nd hit for the Royals in the game. Tomorrow, the Orioles will begin a weekend 3-game series with the Red Sox. Tickets nearly sold out for Saturday. Good seats remain for tomorrow at 7:05 and Sunday at 1:35. Hope you'll come out and support the O's. You can get tickets at 888-848-BIRD. Go to Orioles.com. Red Sox got a day game at home against Oakland today. They're going to get underway at about a half an hour from now.
They'll be happy when Oakland leaves town. Rajai Davis has done a number on him. Adam Kennedy had a big night again last night, and Brad Penny got hit hard.
Ryan Friel will foul that one back. Yankees won't play until tonight in Chicago against the White Sox, as the Yankees have extended their lead in the East over the Red Sox.
Which of those two teams makes a trade before tomorrow?
Boy, Yankees because they have the money, the Red Sox because they need to.
Yeah,
I don't know. That one is bunted, trying for the base hit, and fouled off.
Now, I think the Red Sox are more desperate than the Yankees right now. Obviously, the Yankees are playing well, and all of a sudden their bullpen looks pretty good, but Boston still has a slight lead over the Rangers in the AL wildcard race.
They are 3.5 behind in the division race. Boston is.
Boy, Minnesota They absolutely own the White Sox.
Good races. And that wild card in each league. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball fouled off into the seats. And hard. Friel has had a hit in 5 at bats so far in this series. 0-2 count on him with a runner on at first base. Brad Bergeson, a couple of losses in his last 2 outings against Boston and the White Sox. Close games. 3-1 Boston, 3-2 White Sox. Brad has had only 1 win in his last 5 starts. He's had a win, 3 losses, and a no decision in the last 5 games. Orioles as a team are 9-9 in the games he has started. 1-2 delivery on the way. Swung on and got him. Ferguson gets his second strikeout. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. Orioles coming up. Huck, Wigginton, and Scott.
It was a big basketball school once, a couple of state championships, and baseball obviously wasn't very big for that school, and didn't even win a game my senior year, which was kind of funny, but it was a lot of fun.
Nolan Reimold, we are covering the bases with Nolan today. He has the day off. Will be in the lineup against the Red Sox for the game tomorrow. Some shots of Nolan as a younger man. John Reimold, his brother, who plays professional basketball, is going to join us live here. He's at the ballpark. He'll be up to join us in the 5th inning.
Yeah, but it's hard to imagine you play in Western Pennsylvania where football is king, and he didn't play football. He played basketball. And his team was very good, and he had state championship caliber teams. And you heard his baseball team didn't win a game, which is kind of surprising because then he would go from high school to Bowling Green and play in college and become a very good college player.
He was the league's MVP. Aubrey Huff will pop that one away. It comes back. Foul. Aubrey, a 3 for 13 in the series, hit the ball hard last night in hopes that what has been a real tough July may be over. He had a single in his last at bat in the ball game last night. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Huff's ground ball to first, backhanded by Butler. 1 away here in the 2nd inning. Wigginton and Scott to follow. Orioles 3 wins, 9 losses since the All-Star break. They will not be sorry to see July disappear, individually for many and as a team, as they are 8-15 for the month of July. And believe it or not, it's the 30th of that month today.
Yeah, the dog days of August moved up a month.
Wow. Here's Ty Wigginton. 3-game hit streak for Ty. Wigginton, one of those talked about as player other teams might be interested in before the trade deadline occurs at 4 o'clock tomorrow. 1-0 pitch on the way. Wigginton got into that one. Left field. That'll make them look again. Way back. Goodbye. Home run. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Not so much for wondering how the ball was going to carry. They smoked that high fastball, trying to go down and away, up out over the plate, and watch how he squares this ball up right on the barrel. He barreled it up and hit his 7th home run. Great sound on contact.
That makes a day at the yard worthwhile again, doesn't it? Ty Wigginton with the long ball homer. That will be RBI number 27 for him as he makes his 23rd start at third base with Melvin Mora out. Luke Scott. 1-0 pitch to him taken inside. Luke is the designated hitter. He's one of those players we were talking about that will not be disappointed to see July disappear. 2-0 count on Scott. Hitting only .209 month of July. He still has had 4 home runs. Jones has been the leader in the month of July with 5. Markakis has 4. Scott has 4. 2 ball, 1 strike count. O'Shaver. That'll even the count up at 2-2. He has not faced Scott before.
Oh, we talked to Luke Scott 2 days ago around the batting cage, and he was a guy that was going through a stretch during the season where everything he swung at was a bullet. He had a stretch of 4 consecutive games in which he hit a home run. And then he goes through an extended slump, and he's scratching his head, trying to figure out how to get out of it.
2-2 delivery to him. That'll come back behind the screen. And the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And if anyone ever finds the answer to that question, retire forever.
Millionaire. Listen, yep. I've got the solution. Here it is. Just this 3-point step, you'll be right out of it. Doesn't work like that.
No.
No.
Just doesn't. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Swung out and missed. O'Shaver will get the strikeout. That is his first, and there are 2 down.
And this is that 4-seam fastball that's been so good for him. You see 91 miles an hour, maybe off the plate a bit, but with 2 strikes, Scott trying to protect the plate.
Northrop Grumman bringing you the look, the information systems powerhouse. O'Shaver with 2 away and nobody on. Matt Wieters. Matt's had a fine 5 for 9 series against Kansas City, and he lifts that one to right, but an atom ball that is caught. Frio. He is out of there, but the Orioles get the lead as Ty Wigginton delivers the long ball to left field. Rose getting the homer. That'll be his 7th at a 1-0 lead. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by PNC. PNC leading the way. 1-0 lead for the O's. It will be Betancourt, the number 9 hitter, to Jesus and Meyer coming up. Betancourt is in a big-time funk. 0 for his last 19. Including an 0 for 10 that he has taken. So when he squares around like that, he means it. Anything, try and end the 0 for. Average has dropped way down the 229 mark. 0-1 delivery to him. Slider. This is outside. Ferguson's 1-1 delivery to him. Breaking ball in the air right off the end of the bat. PA. Kansas City and Baltimore both have the problems of winning on the road. KC has won 17, the Orioles 16. Kansas City has won just 3 of their last 10, and the same for the O's. These are two ball clubs who both kind of view one another as need a win. That home ERA of 1.43 goes along with a 6-1 record that Brad Bergeson has here at Camden Yards. That is in there for a strike to Jesus. Grounded out his first time up. 1-5-3. Leadoff batter. 0-1 delivery to him. That's a strike.
Take a look at the home ERA since June 1st and take note of the names. Beckett, Verlander, Washburn, Lester, and right in the middle, a rookie Brad Bergeson. Pretty impressive company.
0-2 pitch grounded to second base. Brian Roberts.
And Gary, that's significant to me because Bergeson came up in April. The league has seen him a bit. By June 1st, they've got a pretty good idea of what he's throwing. And from that point forward, he's among the league's best in ERA. So he's making appropriate adjustments right along with the hitters. And to me, he's a sponge. You give him something, boy, he'll take it and use it and work it, implement it immediately. Just like the move that Rick Grannis gave him to the first base side of the rubber. That really improved the angle for his two-seam fastball. It's become a very important part of his pitching.
Meyer pops that one up. Third base, Wigginton will give chase. And it is out of play. Grounded out his first time up. Part of that home record, the Orioles are 8-2 in his 10 home starts and 3-1 in the previous 4 day games that he has started at home. Day games, he's 2-0 with a 3.25 ERA. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. That'll be inside. The road numbers, of course, have to be different in order to get that ERA up a little. He's 0-4 on the road with a 4.56 ERA. Not that that ERA is bad. 2-1 delivery. And it'll stay foul. 2-2.
And you know what? When you have young pitchers and they start to show improvement, even from the positive start that they've had, that's when you begin to get encouraged, because big league hitters make quick adjustments. You might fool them for a start or two, even 3 or 4, but boy, they make an adjustment, and you really have to be light on your feet and make counter adjustments as you go along. But if you're going to contend in this East, Andy McPhail has said it all along, you can't outspend the big clubs. You can't outpower them. And you do that with starting pitching.
The Orioles starters certainly have picked the pace up with the youngster coming on. That ball's going to be fouled away. The Orioles in the last 18 games overall have a 3.95 ERA in the last 18. I mean, that is really good. If you're under 4 in this day and age, it makes a difference, and those rookie starters are the ones who've made the difference. Oh, Aubrey Huff, hello. Another tip of the cap to the Orioles first baseman. That's the second fine play he's made. A 1-2-3 inning. Goes up by 1.
whatever sport you play, and then I think as you get older, you'll realize which one you like the most, and just be dedicated to it and work hard, and your future is whatever you make of it.
God love him for saying that. Covering the bases, Nolan Reimold. Is Turris will take the pitch outside in a day and age when so many parents want to direct their kids to just one sport because they know they're going to make $1 zillion if they play it. Nolan speaking more of the reality. Let the kids play what sports they're interested in, enjoy them, and then later pick one maybe that they want to concentrate on.
Yeah, and just you have the time then to let your body rest too. If you're playing baseball 12 months out of the season, you're really wearing down the same muscles. You play other sports, it gives you different qualities. Different sports require different skills. Basketball's different in its teamwork. Football gives you another set of skills, and baseball even different.
2-1 delivery on the way as Turris will pop it up. Shortstop Betancourt. One away here in the third. Oriole Wives, WJZ, and the Oriole Advocates hope you'll join in the 23rd annual Orioles Reach Food Drive. It's going to be occurring all weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, in the games against the Red Sox to benefit the Maryland Food Bank. Representatives at every gate to collect donations. Bring in non-perishable food items. You can donate cash. It'll go to soup kitchens, food pantries, and emergency shelters throughout Maryland. And that, again, is going to start tomorrow night. All 3 weekend games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pitch will bounce away. Brian Roberts lined out his first time up.
Yeah, good time to have a charity event like that to help support those kitchens, because the Red Sox are going to be in town. A lot of fans, and bring your perishable food, non-perishable food out and donate.
2-0 count. Brian Roberts drawing Gordon in from third base. Brian hitting at 281. And that is taken for a strike. Luke Hochevar has given up the 1 run on 2 hits. The Orioles, the home run by Wigginton, a single by Jones. 2 hits on the board for the Royals, a couple of singles. 2-1 pitch. That'll be foul back. Two and 2 on Roberts. And got him. Nasty pitch.
Right in on his hand. It looked like it might have been a slider, a hard slider, tight on the inside part of the plate. John Buck sets up inside. Hochevar delivers.
Hochevar with a couple of outs. Felix P.A., who grounded out his first time up. Hochevar has an 0-2 mark against the Orioles. His 4th career start, 2nd here in Baltimore. Well, the Orioles have gotten to him pretty good. He's got a 6.61 ERA against the O's, giving up 12 runs, 14 hits, and 16 innings in the games against them. 1-0 delivery, and PA will take that one for a strike on the outside corner.
Hochevar wanted to go back over that curveball, and he shook till he got the pitch. And gives you another idea how much he has improved. His confidence, his ability to command the strike zone with his off-speed pitches. Right back to it. So now he has set up PA for that inside slider or an elevated fastball, because he has shown PA that he can throw that backdoor breaking ball. So now he's got the entire inside part of the plate.
A 1-2 count with 2 down. We told you he throws strikes on 2 counts. In his last 2 starts, he has 22 strikeouts and no walks. That's how bound to that strike zone he's become.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that when you look at the list of pitchers that are capable of doing that, they're all strike throwers. Clemens, Wells, Johnson, Schilling, Pedro, and Luke Hochevar.
1-2 delivery on the way, and reached and got him. 3 strikeouts. Hochevar retires the side in order. 3 complete here at Camden Yards. The Orioles trying to even up this 4-game set with a win here. This season, you can meet some of your favorite former Orioles. It's the Orioles Alumni Autograph Series. Former O's coaches, players are on hand. The Masson booth on Utah Street near Gate A. Signing autographs. They meet with fans. It opens 90 minutes prior to first pitch and will stay open until 30 minutes before game time. New former Orioles appear at every game. And today, it was Jimmy Williams, Larry Sheets, and Bill Swaggerty on hand. So we hope you'll come out and take part in that. Mondays and Thursdays, you can relive some Oriole memories in the Alumni Autograph Series. You can go to Orioles.com to get more information. Billy Butler. Butler had a single his first time up, 7 out of 15 in the series. And the ground ball to short this time is Torres. Bergeson gets the out, 1 down here in the 4th.
You know, Gary, I think one thing that Brad Bergeson is really starting to feel, and you asked me about it in the open, about what he needs to do from this point forward, and I think he's doing that, is taking a little bit off his fastball. Every pitch is not 100% effort, but it takes a while to get confidence you can do that. You and I have both seen the experienced pitchers, when they get into a tough spot, they don't try harder, they try easier. And that's what Brad's learning, that you can just throw that little BP fastball up there, get the movement, and you'll get balls off the end of the bat.
He's doing that and getting ground balls. Here's Mike Jacobs. Jacobs, the designated hitter. 0 for 1 in the ball game and 1 for 8 in the series. And we'll foul that one off. Bergeson gets ahead on the count. 2 strikes.
And I don't care how good a hitter you are, no one likes to hit 0-2. And that's when the pitcher really needs to take charge of the at-bat. Don't waste any pitches. Just go right after him, and that's when he's most vulnerable.
Here's the 0-2 delivery to him, and that's what he did. His 3rd strikeout, and 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
So oftentimes young pitchers will be wary of an 0-2 cat, saying, well, I don't want to give up a base hit. But think about it. This is when the batter is in the deepest hole he can possibly be in. Just go right after him. Be aggressive. If you nibble before you know it, it's 3-2, and he's seen everything he got.
Bergeson's got a couple of quick outs. He's being very efficient so far in this ball game, as you saw the pitch count numbers. Callaspo, he got robbed of a hit. Aubrey Huff, one of the 2 fine defensive plays made at first base. 1-0 delivery is outside. Callaspo with the 11-game hit streak. It is a career high for him, and it ties the Kansas City longest streak. Willie Bloomquist had one of 11. A comebacker, and got it. And a 1-2-3 inning. Now that'll be 7 in a row retired by Brad Bergeson, protecting the Orioles' 1-0 lead. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Gary Thorne, Buck Martinez on hand. Amber Theo Harris a little under the weather today. Orioles have the 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Orioles will have...
Superman can't wear a hat.
No.
Wind resistant. That never worked.
Kind of just froze you right there. Jones has a 4-game hit streak. He singled his first time up. Adam 5 for 14. Between innings, Brad Bergeson, his catcher, Matt Wieters. They've done this before at another level, and now continue it here at the major league.
Yeah, and it translates. It does carry into the big leagues.
Third base, Gordon on the short hop. 1 down.
When you work together as often as those two, just a little catchphrase, a reminder will get you back on track.
Nick Markakis popped out his first time up in the ball game. Hochevar has walked none and struck out 3. Markakis will take that slider inside for a ball. Talked about the home and road numbers. Hochevar's road ERA is 6.75. 2 wins and 2 losses on the road. So he's been much better at home with that ERA. 1-0 delivery to Markakis. That's on the inside corner. Markakis since the All-Star break, .333, 4 homers, 4 doubles, 12 RBIs since the break. Nick is on a pace right now for a career high in doubles. He's got 31. He stays at that pace, he'll have 50 on the year. He had 48 last season.
Since the All-Star break, hitting .333, he's made some subtle adjustments in his batting stance. And Gary, we have talked about this often, how Nick's a tinkerer. Likes to tinker with his stance, with his hands. He'll change bats. He tries different lengths, different weights of bats. He's one of those guys that can make constant adjustments, just trying to get a feel for the best comfort level.
2-2 delivery on the way. Shaver with a late movement inside, and the count goes 3-2.
Anybody that's taken any kind of athletic endeavor, whether you play golf or tennis or whatever you do, you perform best when you're not thinking mechanics, when you're comfortable, and all you have to do is focus on the task at hand.
3-2 delivery, line shot left field to Jesus back. Great jump on the ball by David DeJesus. A couple of really good outfielders connecting right there in Markakis and DeJesus.
Yeah, and DeJesus has played center field. So the move to left field is one where he's very comfortable. Gets a good jump on the ball, has good speed.
That will bring up Aubrey Huff. Aubrey grounded out his first time up. Orioles up 1-0. That breaking ball is going to miss inside. 159 in the month of July with 1 home run. 247 overall and 11 homers. He's been trying to get to that career landmark 200th homer for a long time now. I don't think that has anything to do with what he's doing at the plate, but it's just one of those landmark numbers that just doesn't want to come. That's up the middle and hit hard. He's got a base hit. Huff with a 2-out single.
Ty Wigginton in his first at bat with 1 out in the second goes deep on a high fastball against Luke Koshaber. His 7th home run of the season was a no-doubter. That ball was up out over the middle of the plate and he took care of it.
Ty has hit all but one of his home runs here at Camden Yards this year. 6 at home and 1 on the road. 2 down. Koshaber has given up 11 homers on the season now. And Wigginton will take the strike on the outside corner. With that home run, Ty has extended his hit streak to 4 games. 4 hits in 12 at bats during the streak. Wigginton towards the hole. Gordon knocks it down and nowhere to go. It'll be an infield hit. Aubrey Huff hustling down to second base, so Gordon couldn't go there, and he had no chance at first.
Yeah, Gordon kind of got stuck in the dirt. He didn't slide along the dirt, just came to a very abrupt halt. But he gloves it, keeps it on the infield, and if he slides, you can see how he just kind of lost his balance there and had no place to throw it. But give Aubrey Huff an assist on this by hustling into second base. He eliminated any chance for Gordon to go there.
Huff at second. Wigginton at first. 2 down. Chance for Luke Scott, the DH. Struck out his first time up, 0 for 10 in the series. Luke still up there with runners in scoring position, hitting .297, which also happens to be his same average here at home. His home run output doubled here at Camden Yards. 12 out of the 18 on the season for Luke Scott have been hit here. 1-0 delivery. Foul back. Thinking of Vin Scully today as the announcement came out in Los Angeles in the Times that Vinny's going to go 1 more year and retire.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that ever happened.
No, over 50 years.
Yeah.
The amazing vote taken by fans as Vinny being the most popular Dodger of all time. When they did that, they thought it would be a player. It wasn't. It was the announcer Vin Scully who was with him in Brooklyn and went to the West Coast with him. 1-1 delivery on the way. Popped up outside of third base. Gordon has room. No runs, couple of hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. The Wigginton home run still the only run up on the board. Recipient of the Jim Palmer Award is the Orioles Pitcher of the Year. He went 15-6 with a 3.22 ERA with Bowie. Now at the major league level at the tender age of 23.
And he's maintained that pace right into the big leagues. Just 2 hits over 4 innings today allowed by Brad Bergeson. Hasn't walked a batter. That's becoming a more consistent pattern. His ability to throw strikes and throw strikes with all of his pitches.
Another tight ball game, as all 4 of these games have been in this 4-game set. John Buck will lead it off. 3 home runs, 221 average. Buck a strikeout victim his first time up. Brad Bergeson gets it in right field. Marquez. The Orioles have played 100 games. This is the 101st ball game of the season, believe it or not. 43 wins, 57 losses so far. Dave Tremblay hoping to avoid that seemingly yearly slump at the end. Compared to last year, the Orioles record: wins down a bit, average up a bit, runner in scoring position numbers solid, home runs down a bit, ERA for the starters down a bit. That's good news. In the bullpen a bit up compared to last year at this point.
Yeah, and I think now, given the fact that you've got the younger starters in the rotation, the last 2 months of the season should be very positive. Certainly, if it's only the matter of experience, that is a plus. You get them to the big leagues, and you can certainly see that they're not intimidated. And now you have a year under their belt, and when you go to spring training, they know what they have to do to compete for a job. I don't think there's a one of them that expects to be given anything. They just want a chance to compete, and so far we've seen the level of competition. Chris Tillman made his first start yesterday. He held his own. It's interesting, he had a conversation with the umpires right at the start of the game after the game was delayed with the rain. Asked John Hirschbeck how many pitches I have left before I start the game. He said 8. He said, when can I throw them? He goes, anytime you want to, young man.
That's pretty good.
And then he asked him, you nervous? He goes, no.
Alex Gordon, 2-2 delivery to him. Talking about the Orioles swoon, over the last 9 seasons, there has only been 1 year where the Orioles' second half has been above 500. That was under Lee Mazzilli in 2004, when they went 41-36. Last year, Orioles finished up 22-45 with a .328 win percentage, and it's kind of been like that in 8 of the last 9 years.
It's going to be like that again this year, but you're going to have better pitching, and you should be able to hold your own. The reason it's so difficult is you've got the Yankees, the Red Sox, and now Tampa Bay all trying to get into the postseason, and those are the teams you're playing. So nobody's going to lay down for you in August and September. They're fighting for their playoff lives. So you're just going to have to raise your level of ability and try to compete with them.
And there is a walk, the first of the ball game by either pitcher. Gordon is on with 1 away here in the 5th inning. More dates have been announced for you to enjoy Baltimore's hottest new address, 2110 Utah. It's presented by First Fidelity Mortgage. Saturday, August 15, you can join Nick Markakis, Adam Jones. It's just $21 to get a reserved Utah Street bleacher seat and an I Live at 2110 Utah Street t-shirt. 888-848-BIRD at Orioles.com. That's August 15 for 2110 Utah. Ryan Friel, strikeout victim, his first time up. The way I would push this second half of the season, Buck, for the Orioles is, now's your chance. You got the centerpiece, you got the foundation of what this team is going to be, hopefully for the next few years, already here. There will be probably a couple others come as we go along in the second half. And it seems to me the thought process ought to be, all right, let's start the drive right now. Let's start the drive against these Eastern Division teams and make a go of it. And let's test ourselves against them. We know we're not going to get in the postseason. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's about starting the drive right now to compete in the East. Ryan Friel, 0-1 count. And that is outside for set, going now to carry over into next year.
Yeah, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And certainly now with the catcher in place and Matt Wieters and a core of young starters in place, you've got your outfield fairly well set. You got Roberts and Isturis up the middle, and you'd expect that there might be some turnover at the corners. And you just have the core of your team here, and you might have another pitcher or two before the end of the season coming up from the minor leagues, but you got your bullpen pretty much intact, and I think the young guys are all for that.
Yep. Runner going on the hit and run. That is a foul ball as Friel tried to punch that one down the line behind Alex Gordon, who took off.
You can control your fate from the mound, and that's no question the shortest path to contention is good starting pitching.
One ball, 2 strike count. Ryan Friel waiting. Runner not going. Slider swung on and missed. Boy, good pitch. Friel was fooled on that.
And again, not the hard slider, but backed off a little bit and gets the real weak swing from Ryan Friel just on the outside corner. Look how Friel's balance is all disrupted because it's not as hard as his other breaking balls. Just took a little off.
Yuniesky Betancourt coming up, 2 down. Runner on at first base. Betancourt flied out his first time up. Gordon back to the bag. Betancourt now 0 for his last 20. And probably that's one of the reasons he is in this ball game. Guys who are in that kind of a slump hate to sit and have to think about it for another day.
Yeah.
So just get him in there and hope he can get a base hit if you're Kansas City and get off that snide.
Well, you can't get a hit from the bench, and if you're going to get out of it, you need to have the at-bats, and certainly you don't want to put anybody in a situation where they feel like each at-bat is going to have a lot to do with whether or not he plays.
1-0 delivery. It's not going to end here. Is Turris, and he's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base, and Wiggins at home run. The Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Nolan. John is his brother, who is a basketball player over in Europe.
This is no chance for us, Gary.
I got no chance. I knew I should have brought that stool today somehow. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem.
Do you remember the standing in the corner with your nose against the wall?
Yeah, that was the worst thing that you could possibly have to do when we were kids. We feared that corner. That was awful. Dad, go stand in the corner.
You can tell he meant it. That ball is going to fall in. Matt Wieters. Matt is on his way to second base, and the throw is not in time. A double for the Orioles catcher. Tell us about Nolan, kind of person that he is.
Nolan, he's a great person. He's down to earth. He's humble, and he plays the game as hard as he can all the time. But as a person, he's really a funny guy. Really personable. So, you couldn't ask for a better person, better brother.
How about the pride you have in watching him out here? He's among the leaders in rookie stats, hitting home runs, hitting nearly 300. You must be very proud of him.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, every time he gets up, I feel like he's gonna get a hit. You know, and like yesterday. He did strike out, but you knew if he didn't swing at strike 3 that it was a bad call.
We got to talk about your career. You are a professional basketball player, and he's talked about how excited he is about having the chance to go over and see you. Tell us about where you play.
I play actually in Luxembourg. It's a small country. It borders Germany and France. So I was over there last year, and I'm going to be back over there, you know, for the next 2 years.
And Nolan's going to come over and visit, I guess.
Yeah, Nolan and my little brother Seamus. He's going to come over too. He's in med school, so you know he's doing good. Doc Seamus is doing good, and the whole family. You know, I hope they all can come over.
One gets the sense, talking to Nolan and talking to you, that the family's very close.
Yeah, very close. You know, I got great parents, my mom and my dad. You know, and Seamus and Deirdre, she's the model up in New York. We all stay, you know, we're all over the world, but, you know, we talk to each other all the time, and everybody's very close.
Great stuff. It's Turris. That'll go to short. Betancourt is there. Wieters remains on at second base.
What about the athletic competition around the family? Obviously, Nolan told us about his basketball skills, but it must have been a pretty good atmosphere.
Well, yeah, Nolan's great at basketball, and I had to quit baseball because he was so good. He was 13. I was 15 in a 13, 14, 15-year-old league, and you know, and he's hitting in the 3-hole and I'm batting 8th. It got a little embarrassing, so that's when I decided to go with basketball.
All right, we got to hear about the one-on-one. Runner on at second base, and what a way! Brian Roberts at the plate. The Orioles up by a score of 1-0. How about one-on-one games? Do they still go on?
You know, well, I'm gone, you know, in the winter, and he's gone in the summer, so they don't really take place anymore. But he was a heck of a basketball player.
It would be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
So he's got to take you outside, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, that's what he would do. Definitely. He's faster than me, that's for sure. But I'm bigger.
Don't drive on me. Don't go to the lane on me, right?
Yeah.
Roberts taking that one, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Brian.
You had a chance to go down and start your pro career in Argentina. That's pretty interesting that you would explore that opportunity, and I eventually got you to Europe.
Yeah, I've been all over the world. I'm really thankful for the opportunity, and I'm just glad that I get summers off, so I get to come here and watch Nolan do his thing.
That's really wonderful. Ryan Roberts up, 1-ball, 1-strike count on him. Nolan Reimold is the subject of covering the bases during our ball game. This is his brother John. When did it kind of set in family-wise that maybe Nolan was going to actually make a career out of this?
Well, when he was in high school, there was teams that were scouting him, and he decided to go to college. He could have got drafted out of high school, but he decided he wanted to go to college. And you know, when he was hit 400 as a sophomore, you know, we really knew that he was onto something.
Did you get a chance to see his college games very much?
Yeah, I went to pretty much all the home games because we both went to Bowling Green. So every home game that he played, I was there.
Good stuff. Nolan Reimold getting the day off today, but we're not letting his brother off, forcing him to come up here and tell us about his brother.
Yeah, Nolan told me last night that he wasn't playing today. He's a little disappointed because, you know, he had his mind set on Cal's streak, and he was all the way up to 6, and now he's got to go back to 0 now.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to Roberts. That is outside. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Nolan would think that way. Is he really as quiet as he appears to be?
No, not at all. You know, he's very personable. He's not really a quiet guy at all. When he gets to know you, you know, he's really funny. You know, and you know, he's just a great guy.
I get the sense that these guys that have come up this year, and you've seen them in the last couple of years, are all pretty tight, and they feel pretty proud about what they can accomplish as a young group.
Definitely. You know, I hear him talking all the time about, you know, Tillman and Burgesson and Wieters and all those guys, and, you know, I can't wait for those guys to get up here. I've been watching them since they were in the low minors, too, so, you know, it's very exciting for everybody.
John, when do you have to head back? When do you start the season?
August 20th is my flight back, so still got a couple more weeks here. Got to get in shape. But I'll be ready.
Do you have a preseason over there?
Yeah, we do. Lasts about a month. Season starts in October, so
it's got to be a great place to play basketball.
Oh, it is.
Great place to be.
Yeah, I love it. I love it over there. I'm really thankful that I got the opportunity.
Well, don't eat too many mussels over there. Enjoy the fried frites and have yourself a great season. We want to thank John for coming up as we cover the bases with Nolan Reimold. John's the brother who's going to be playing basketball back over in Luxembourg. It's great to have you with us, and next time I'll come, I'll have something to stand on so I can actually see you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, John. Thanks very much. We appreciate it. Orioles have the 1-0 lead here. Brian Roberts out of there. Runner still on at second base. A leadoff double by Wieters, but he is still out there as Hochevar's getting the Orioles out. Felix Pie will try and pick up the RBI. Pie has grounded out and struck out in the ball game. He's batting in the number 2 spot with Reimold not playing. Melvin Mora out of the lineup today. So Pie gets moved up. Hochevar has not walked anybody and has got a chance to get away with that double by Wieters that started the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pie. He gets the base hit into right field. Friel. They'll stop the runner at third. Throw into the cutoff man, and no way Wieters was going to score on that one. Friel was fairly close anyway, and the ball was hit hard by Pie.
Well, what third base coaches look for is where the ball is hit in relationship to the outfielder. And this ball is hit right at Ryan Friel. His momentum is going straight toward home plate. So Wieters, with a full head of steam, gets to the stop sign from Juan Samuel. You look for outfielders to run to either side, and that will make it a more difficult throw. But when it's right at him, you've really got to be sure a guy can score. And Friel's got a good arm. He threw out Nolan Reimold here in this series from left field.
So 2 on and 2 down. It will get Jones to the plate. Adam has delivered a single. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Closing in on that 300 mark now, batting at .299. Orioles have 6 hits in the ball game and a chance to add to their lead.
This has been a problem throughout this series, coming up with big hits, getting hits with runners in scoring position. They have gotten their base hits, but they haven't been able to cash in many of these scoring opportunities.
First 3 games, the Orioles were 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position. Last night, 4 for 11. Orioles stranded 29 base runners in the first 2 games. They have left 3 on base so far in this ball game. Adam Jones looking for the 2-out RBI. Luke Hochevar trying to keep this at a 1-run ball game. Runners on first and third. Hochevar's got a lot of movement on a number of pitches, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got the full complement of pitches. We mentioned that he's added that 4-seam fastball. He's always had a good slider. The curveball has been effective today. We haven't seen many changeups from him, but he hasn't been in the spot where he's really needed it. That slider is wicked.
Adam has done a great job with runners in scoring position and 2 down. He's got a .306 batting average. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Dismissed inside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. The Orioles overall as a team with runners in scoring position and 2 down, hitting only .232. Adam over 300 in that department. Here's the 2-1 delivery to him. As Dave Tremblay was saying the other night, you watch those last 2 pitches, both of them. Those are pitches. One of those Adam Jones would have swung at last year. This year, that's part of his improvement. He lays off both of them and gets himself into the 3-1 hitters count.
It's not so much learning what the pitcher throws, it's learning what you can hit. And you can't try to hit every pitch. So Adam has learned to identify the borderline pitches. And if they are strikes, it's not a big deal because he's learned how to hit with 2 strikes. He's not panicking, never gives up an at-bat, battles through the entire at-bat. But his pitch recognition has been dramatically improved over a year ago.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Wieters off third. Pie off first. 3-1 delivery to Jones. He did chase that one way outside. He thought I think, sitting on dead red right there. Instead, he got that slider.
Yeah, and you could see him try to cut down his swing right about here, saying, nope, nope, nope. It's too late. It's one of the worst swings we've seen him take for a while, but it doesn't happen very often. He just had fastball on his mind.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Hochevar will throw anything in this situation, and it is outside. So there's the first walk in the last 3 games surrendered by the starter, and the bases are loaded. Nick Markakis has popped out and flied out. The double by Wieters. He's at third. Single PA at second. Walk to Jones at first. Nick Markakis stands in. Big chance for the Orioles here. 3 for 15 with the bases loaded this year, including a grand slam. Off speed that time for a strike.
Now, a little bit bigger breaking ball there, more of a curveball that he was able to get over strike one. And there's not a hitter in this situation that's going to sit on first pitch curveball. That's a great get ahead strike.
Orioles have just a 1-0 lead. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Markakis fouls it away, and Hochevar gets ahead of him. 2 strikes. You can see why this Kansas City team, why their starters are up among the leaders in ERA and starters, even though the ball club has had such a bad year. These games have been really tough. Even with Bruce Chen, who has struggled, pitched a solid opener, and then Bannister and Greinke, and now Hochevar. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Markakis to the hole. That is knocked down. There'll be no play. An infield hit and an RBI as Wieters crosses 2-0.
Now, for the moment, Betancourt saved a run. Well, he saved an out for sure with the inability to get the ball to second. Wieters comes in to score, and they do cash in finally. Betancourt never really got a glove on it. Wieters jogs home after he led off the inning with a double.
So Nick Markakis has to his RBI totals up to 70 on the season now for Nick. And Aubrey Huff for the bases loaded. He is 1 for 2. He has picked up a single. 2 down. The league leader in RBIs is Justin Morneau with 83. Evan Longoria with 78 behind him. Nick now with 70. Only Morneau, Longoria, Mark Teixeira, and Jason Bay have hit the 70 RBI mark in the American League.
And Jason Bay is going backwards right now. He's had 5 RBIs in the month of July. But how about Justin Morneau? No matter how he starts, he always finishes over 100 among the leaders.
Morneau and Mauer, the Minnesota Twins. Somehow that franchise has to find a way to be able to keep both of those, probably for their careers, in order for the franchise to continue to 1 win ball games and 2 draw fans.
Yeah, Morneau signed beyond next year, I believe, into 12. Mauer is a free agent at the end of next season. So that's the one they have to address moving into a new stadium. He's a hometown kid, grew up in that St. Paul, Minneapolis area, and I'm sure he would like to stay, but at what cost?
Imagine what his dollar figure will be. 1-0 count. Aubrey Huff, bases loaded. And it misses, and the count goes to 2-0. Bob McClure, the pitching coach, came out to have a word with a 25-year-old right-hander. The Orioles have a chance to do 2-out damage. Aubrey's 4 for 10 with the bases loaded, including a couple of doubles this year. 2-0 delivery to him, and Huff down to first, foul, 2-1.
Now, Aubrey had a great swing in his last at bat when he drove the single up the middle. That came with 2 outs behind him. Ty Wigginton had an infield hit, but then Luke Scott popped out to end the inning. Well, it'd be great to cash in some of these base runners in this situation. The Orioles have not been able to kick the door in. They haven't had a big inning.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. Aubrey Huff take it to the gap, and here's a big inning. That's going to go all the way to the wall. PA will score. Jones will score. Markakis coming to the plate. A 3 RBI double for Aubrey Huff.
Boy, Aubrey needed that, and he's starting to swing the bat much better. In this series, he's had some hits and just missed, and this is a pretty good pitch. He hits a sinking fastball, and he shoots it through the outfielders all the way to the wall. By the time Meyer gets it, PA comes in to score. Right behind him, Adam Jones, and all the way from first is Markakis.
61 RBIs on the year for Aubrey Huff. And it looks like the bat is back. And the Orioles have a 5-0 lead. That one in the air to left field off the bat of Wigginton. He just missed. DeJesus is there. He's got it for the out. But the Orioles come away with 4 runs in the inning. They do it on 3 hits and a walk and take the 5-0 lead. The girls ages 7 to 16. Their 4-day programs, professional instructors, giveaways, O's tickets, and the current and former O's will be making appearances. Ty Wigginton at Hereford High on Saturday, and there's a new camp at Park School in Baltimore starting August 10. Campers are also going to get a chance to play at Oriole Park later this season. Go to Orioles.com for details. Great day for the kids who are on hand in their brightly colored camp T-shirts.
Campers. Perfect.
Great colors. That ball's into center field for a base hit. So David DeJesus leads off the 6th inning with a single, his first hit of the ball game. Orioles 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Royals no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Orioles getting 4 2-out RBIs in that 5th inning. Markakis 1 and Aubrey Huff 3. Brad Bergeson with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Meyer 0 for 2. Down to first again. Aubrey Huff will look for the lead runner. There's one. Relay to first. Gunn not in time. I'll tell you something. Brad Bergeson gets around. He chases balls that are hit up in the air or down the line, and then that coverage, he was there in plenty of time for the return from his tourists.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. He can field his position. He knows the running game. He does a good job there. Look how quickly he gets off the mound. He is there at first base. Mitch Meyer just runs too well. You can see he is set. It's not like he's scrambling to the bag and trying to catch the ball on the run.
So they get the force out at second. Here's Butler, a single, and he is grounded out. Butler at 292 on the year. In sports, there are players who become the conscience of the team. I've always believed that, especially in hockey. There are guys you look to as a teammate, and they force you to do things that you might not otherwise do on the field, hustle-wise. Brad Bergeson may be one of those guys as a pitcher. It's hard to do as a pitcher to be the guy on the team, but plays like that make other pitchers look and go, I got to do that. You know, he just did that. I got to do that. I got to remember to charge off the mound. I can't be doing less than what he's doing. It's not that they don't want to try. It's just that it's a reminder and a little kick in the backside when you see a pitcher do that. Down the line, that is going to be a foul ball.
Well, I'm not putting Brad Bergeson in his class just yet, but Roy Halladay has that kind of impact on his pitchers. The way he works out, the way he minimizes pitches, the way he fields his position. And everybody is watching it. It's kind of like the lead dog. Everybody looks at the lead dog and says, wow, that's how we're supposed to do it. Derek Jeter, perfect example in New York.
Yep.
Since the moment he arrived.
Yep. 2 ball, 1 strikeout on Billy Butler. Pat Conacher is my all-time favorite. That name will not ring many bells. He played hockey for the New Jersey Devils. He was not a star player in any way. But Pat Conacher, every shift, Pat Conacher gave you every inch of what he had in his body and soul. And the other players would say, we watch Pat play, we have more talent than he does, and he works harder than we do. We can't do that. We have to go out and rise to that level. 2-2 Billy Butler, and that will be fouled off at the plate. It'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'll give you the most recent example in baseball, David Eckstein. He has no business, physical talent to play the way he has. He's been a World Series MVP. And he's just one of those guys that makes you appreciate. And Darren Erstad has said it all along. And Darren Erstad's a marvelous athlete. But they got to be pals out there in Anaheim in 2002. They would work out together. They would hit together. And he said, you know, he makes everybody play harder.
Yep. There are those players. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Myers on at first base with a 1 down. Good pitch. Ferguson with that slider away. 5 strikeouts in the ball game.
I think you could describe this slider as tantalizing. It looks like one that you're going to catch up to. I got it, and then it breaks well out of the strike zone for strike 3. You can anticipate getting that breaking pitch, but if you're going to chase it out of the zone, it'll get you every time.
Ferguson has had as many as 6 strikeouts in a game. Twice, Seattle and Boston. That one's a base hit into center field. Mike Jacobs delivers the single. That will move Meyer down to second base with 2 away. And Callaspo coming up. A couple of base hits here in the 6th inning. 4 in the ball game for Kansas City. Callaspo has not extended his 11-game hit streak. He got robbed on a good play by Aubrey Huff at first base. His first time up. He's grounded out 3-1 and 1-3. 2 down and 2 on. Down low for a ball. Callaspo's had a fine July with this hit streak, hitting .332 during the month. .322. 1-0 delivery to him is outside for a ball. He's had the highest batting average for any KC player. Rick Kranitz seeing something, asked for a timeout, and will come out to talk to Bergeson.
Yeah, I just don't think he liked the way that Bergeson threw that last pitch. It was a guided pitch. Looks like it was an off-speed pitch. Whether he lost his grip or not, well, watch the follow-through here, as it appears to be a changeup, but he never really finished it. You can see the extended fingers. That takes the velocity off the ball, and Rick Kranitz didn't like the way he threw it, so he went out there to make sure he addressed it. Here's the grip of the changeup, and you hold it back in your hand so it won't be hard, but you can see how flat it is, and it just runs on a flat plane away from the hitter. It didn't have any downward movement, and that's when it's most effective.
Callaspo ahead on the count 2-0. Pops it up. Shallow left, PA, and he's got it. So Bergeson responds, no runs, couple of hits, 2 are left on base. Orioles lead it 5-0.
runs. Ty Wigginton got it going with a solo home run in the second with 2 outs. And then Aubrey Huff cashes in with 3 base runners. He's hitting with the bases loaded, delivers the double to right center. Brad Bergeson is taking it from there. Bergeson shut out baseball through 6 innings. He's had the ability to get all of his pitches over. He has been in total command of this Royals lineup today. Bergeson 6 innings, no runs, 5 strikeouts. Aubrey Huff double and a single, 3 RBI. And Ty Wigginton home run number 7.
Luke Hochevar, the starter for Kansas City, with a walk and 4 strikeouts. KC starters have the 4th best earned run average in the American League, behind Seattle, Detroit, and the White Sox. Down to first, Billy Butler. The race is won. Hochevar got over there in time, and Luke Scott is retired on a fine play.
Luke Scott's going to an extended slump, and it looked like he had a hit right there. Billy Butler takes it away from him, and Hochevar did a pretty good job of winning the foot race. Luke pulls the ball right down the first base line into foul territory. The Royals' first baseman Butler makes the play, unloads in a hurry, and Hochevar beats Scott by a half a step. Great extension. Butler moves around pretty well for a big guy. That ball takes him into foul territory.
And that will bring up Matt Wieters. Matt has raised his average now to 277. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. He has doubled, scored, and flied out in the ball game today. And Wieters will take it away for a ball.
2 nights ago, he had his first 4-hit game of his young career.
Matt Wieters will take that one. Wieters a .315 average in July with 1 home run. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Left field. De Jesus. 2 down. Hochevar getting a couple outs after he gave up the 4 runs on 4 hits in the last half-inning pitch. As Torres has popped out twice to short. As Torres with a 4-game hit streak, 5 hits, 14 at-bats in this series. And the slider is inside to him. Torres has had a good July too. 268. Down to first. Fair ball. That's off the bag. He's got a single. It rolls off the glove of Friel. His throw is not in time. A hustling double and a 5-game hit streak.
Boy, right there, Torres got a little break as that ball hit the bag and hopped over the glove of Billy Butler, who was in a position to make a play. Watch how Torres hits the ball, and then it just skips over the bag and over the glove of Billy Butler. But as Torres watching this play, once it gets past Butler down the right field line, you can see Friel in the background, and as Torres has his eye on Friel and makes a good decision to head for second.
2 bagger, and that is hit number 9 for the Orioles. Brian Roberts. Orioles 4 out of the 5 runs have come with 2 down. Roberts a strikeout victim twice, and he is lined out. And Brian gets an RBI chance with 2 away. First in doubles, second in runs starting the day for Roberts in the American League. And that is a foul ball. Just missed on that one. 1-1. Brian this season against the Royals has hit over 300. He's had 9 hits and 31 at bats. One ball, 1 strike count. And that will just miss outside. 2-1. Ron Mayhay, Kansas City bullpen. 97 pitches thrown by Hochevar. 2-1 delivery on the way. Roberts again fights it off. 2-2.
Now Hochevar hasn't been able to figure out this Orioles lineup. They have hit him hard. every time that they have faced him, and he's coming off one of the best performances of the year for any pitcher, a 13 strikeout, no walk outing, 98 pitches.
Shaver's not lost in his last 6 starts. His last loss was June 18. Since then, he's had 4 wins and 2 no decisions. Roberts gets one. That's going to be a base hit. That'll score a run. Roberts will make the turn. He's going to go to second. The throw, not in time again. And a couple of hustle doubles add a run. It is 6-0.
Boy, the 2-out hitting has been exceptional today. Watch the target. Inside, the ball outside, and Brian Roberts is able to drill it into center. By the time Mayer cuts it off and fires it back into the infield, Roberts has a sliding double and an RBI.
The Orioles now with a 6-0 lead and a 10-hit ball game. Brian Roberts gets his 44th RBI. Felix Pie has contributed with a single and a run scored. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. The only Oriole without a hit today is Luke Scott. Hitting the 100 pitch mark. Hochevar. And that's up the middle, and that's a base hit. Roberts will come around and easily score. Pie's second hit of the ball game. Pie gets an RBI, and the Orioles extend the lead to 7-0.
Boy, Cesar Asturias with this double kept the inning alive. Roberts hits a double, then Pie singles. Another pitch that was up, and it just suggests that Luke Hochevar might be wearing down a little bit. His elevation has been a problem here. Not been able to get the ball down in this 6th inning.
Felix Pie, his 10th RBI. And Adam Jones. Jones a single, a walk. He has scored a run. 1 for 2 officially. Hitting .299. He was going for the long ball right there. Jones trying to get his 4th home run in as many games. The only other Oriole who has done that this season is Luke Scott. Adam now has 5 homers in the last dozen games. There's Luke, who had home runs in 4 consecutive ball games earlier this year. Came in with a fastball, 1-1.
Now Hochevar had gotten away from throwing that inside fastball, and every time he missed out over the plate, well, an Oriole hitter would jump on it.
One ball, 1 strike. Pie off first base. 1-2. So the Oriole bats having one of the better days of the season, and certainly the best since the All-Star break. With a 7-0 lead and 11 hits, and backed up by Brad Bergeson's 4-hit shutout so far. Hochevar, the 1-2 delivery. Third base, Gordon scoops. And that will retire the side. But again, RBI's coming with 2 down. Roberts got 1, Pie got the other, and the lead is 7-0. Start his major league career. It's Brad Bergeson T-shirt Tuesday. First 10,000 fans, 15 and over, at the O's athletics game at 7:05. We'll get the Brad Bergeson Orioles T-shirt. You can add that to your Birdland collection. 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com. That's on August 11. And Bergeson in this one has walked one and struck out 5. Only one inning, the 6th, as Kansas City had a runner in scoring position. That will be fouled off by Buck. He has been called out on strikes and flied out to right field. John Buck batting at .219. We have seen in this series a couple of ball games caught by Brian Pena. They have liked what they are seeing out of the catcher. They've got 3 of them now. Buck, of course, trying to work his way back after coming off the DL into the starter's role again. But it gave Kansas City a chance to look at Pena behind the plate. It is outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
This is the 12th straight game that Brad Bergeson has pitched at least 6 innings. And that's exactly what you want to see from your starter. Minimum of 6 and stretch it out even further than that.
Ooh, what a great off-speed breaking ball. 6 strikeouts. 3rd time he has done that this year, and that's his career high.
Well, touch and feel, and this is just that slider, and you can see it's not a full-blown 100% effort slider, but Buck is out in front of it. Watch where the bat is. He's way out in front before the ball gets in that hitting zone. Good arm action. No red flags alerting the hitter that it's a breaking ball.
1 down, 7th inning. A walk and a single for Alex Gordon in the ball game. Very quiet bats with Bergeson's performance so far in this game. Here's the 0-1. And Gordon will take it inside for a ball. Alex Gordon, 4 hits in the 9 at-bats that he's had in the series out of last night's game.
David Hernandez, Jason Birkin on the railing watching their partner Brad Bergeson just march right through the Royals. This pitching staff has got something special it's building.
Just as the Orioles had said they wanted to do, let the young pitchers work together in the minor leagues and learn how to win, and let them come up together and bring that to the major leagues.
Yeah, and with Chris Tillman being the latest addition to that, they're all different, but they can all learn from one another in their conversation about what they see from an opposing hitter. David Hernandez will throw a lot of pitches up in the zone. Birkin needs to be down in the zone. Bergeson has more movement. Every one of them is different.
2 walks in the ball game. Both have gone to Gordon. He's on with 1 away. Bottom part of the order up here. Ryan Friel. He has struck out twice. Friel has had just 1 hit in 7 at-bats against the Orioles. And he will foul that one away late on the fastball. Kansas City is going to have some regrouping to do at the end of the year. Good pitching and no offense. Back to the mound. Bergeson bobbles. Goes to first. Wanted to rush that and try for 2. Gordon will take second. 2 down.
Yeah, he got kind of in between on the hop, and it wasn't hit as sharply as he initially thought. Ball kicked up in his glove, but he was calm enough to get the out at first.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter. Betancourt, the 0 for 2 today, the 0 for 21 going. Two down and a runner at second base. And Betancourt takes the pitch outside for a ball. Betancourt's got an 0 for 12 in the series, and that will be his first hit. Wigginton tried to short hop that, would have to have hustled the throw with Betancourt, but he'll get off the 0 for 21 with an infield single, putting runners at first and third with 2 down.
Yeah, it's a do or die play. You try to make the play on the short hop, and you could see the ball stayed down. Wigginton couldn't make a play on it. And there to back him up was the shortstop, Stores, to ensure that Gordon didn't come around third. So he had to stay put.
David DeJesus. DeJesus with a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Kansas City trying to get a run. Brad Bergeson trying to get the one more out to end the inning, and that'll be taken down low. Gordon's on at third, Betancourt at first. DeJesus 2 for 11 in this series, and is going to get the base hit at an RBI. So the single, his second of the ball game, will put Kansas City on the board. It is a 7-1 game.
Well, Brad's own bobble may have cost him that run right there, because he had a potential double play ball on the comebacker to the mound. He bobbled it, could only get the 1 out, and that allowed the Royals to continue this inning and finally score a run.
Royals, who have been shut out 9 times on the season, avoid it in this ball game, and Rick Kranitz, for the second time in the game, will come out to talk to Bergeson.
Just a chance to get Brad to catch his breath, get out of this inning. A little reminder what he needs to do, and just a little bit of a rest stop here.
Mark Hendrickson in the bullpen for the Orioles. First action the O's have had in the game. DeJesus with his 47th RBI on the 6th hit of the game for KC. Number 2 hitter, Meyer, has had an 0 for 3. Mitch Meyer will take the pitch outside for a ball. He was recalled just recently on July 16. Jose Guillen is on the DL for Kansas City, one of their key offensive players. And Meyer getting the opportunity. He was hitting .314 for Omaha. 2-0 delivery up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Betancourt will make the turn. They're going to hold him up at third, right to the cutoff man Jones. Bases are loaded.
Just one little infield bobble with an opportunity to get out of the inning, and now the Royals have strung some hits together. Adam Jones does a good job at charging this ball very quickly, and that forced Dave Owen, the third base coach, to stop the runner at third, right to the cutoff man just behind the mound.
So here's the chance for Kansas City to get back into the ball game with the bases loaded, 2 away. Billy Butler up the middle. Oh gosh, Bergeson down. Wieters makes the play. Bergeson gets up and limps off the field. by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. For the Orioles, this did not look good.
No, it sure doesn't. The ball is hit right back to Bergeson. Looked like it hit him on the knee, below the left knee somewhere. Matt Wieters is able to recover and make the play. And Bergeson on the dirt, pawns his glove, slaps his partner, but you can see he's in pain and ultimately would have to hop off the field as that ball hit him hard somewhere on the left leg, around the knee, maybe on the shin, and that didn't look too good when he went off the field like that.
No, really hurting. Obviously wanted to get off under his own stead there, but we'll get a report if we can before this ball game is over, but that's not good.
No, it's sure not. And obviously Billy Butler hit the ball right on the nose, right at the comebacker, and somewhere down the leg, and there's no way of telling. You just hope that it's nothing serious, and you just have to wait until the medical staff gets a chance to look at him.
That's the second time. I mean, he got hit earlier in the ball game on a one-hopper that came back and looked like it caught him in the shin, but did not have any effect on the ball game. At least he performed well after that happened.
Yeah, and that ball carried him to Ty Wigginton at third base. He was able to record the out. But, yeah, this is a little different story, and I'm sure his day has come to an end.
So the Orioles with a 7-1 lead as the offense has come alive here against Luke Hochevar, who's now out of the ball game. Ron Mayhay will come on and work this bullpen, which had gone 9 innings in the first 2 games and given up nothing. Not so yesterday as they surrendered the ball game, actually. That one to short. Betancourt's got it. And the play made for the out. The good news with the Red Sox coming in is that the bats of the Orioles have come alive again.
Yeah, they sure have. Aubrey Huff had the biggest hit of the day when he had the bases loaded and drilled a double into the gap in right center. The big thing about the ball club is they got a lot of two-out hits today. The focus was keen against a tough pitcher who had recorded 13 strikeouts in his last outing. So the bats are starting to come around, and certainly you have to be encouraged by the way everybody's having good two-out, two-strike at bats.
They have done that today, and that's been a problem for the Orioles on the season, trying to pick up 2-out RBIs. And probably nobody happier today than Aubrey Huff as far as the offense is concerned. With a 2 for 3 and 3 RBIs, he had the bases loaded double that really is the big blow in this ball game. Aubrey, as we've said throughout this month, has had one struggle after another, and even when he started to hit the ball hard, he was hitting it right at somebody.
Yeah, it only takes a couple of at-bats to get you back on track, and it looks like he's had those at-bats in the last 2 games. The thing about Aubrey is when he starts to stay focused up the middle, he stays on the ball longer, and then the ball will start to fly out of the ballpark.
Mayhay, the left-hander, kneels down low to him. Got a slider on that one, and Aubrey Huff on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Orioles look ahead. What we were talking about as far as the second half of the season, when you're in the position the Orioles are in and you know there's not going to be a postseason, you look for things to make meaningful the games that you play at the end of it. With the Red Sox coming in, what we talked about earlier is the chance to see how you fare against teams that, in fact, are probably going to go to the postseason.
Yeah, Dave Tremblay and the rest of the Orioles are tired of being a whipping boy for this American League East. The Yankees and the Red Sox have had their way with the Orioles the last couple of years, but now, with the improved starting pitching, you're in better ball games. You're in better situations. You have a chance to score some tough runs, and they have to prove to themselves more than anybody that they can beat the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Rays down the stretch this year, and that will be something to build upon and take that into spring training next year.
And if the O's can hang on and get the victory here, they will go into that series that will start tomorrow night in good shape. 2 down, a 1-0 count on Ty Wigginton. Ty delivered a home run in the ball game that stood as the only run for 3 innings. He got the home run, his 7th, came in the 2nd. Wigginton is also singled, a 2 for 3 day. Melvin Moore getting a day off today, so Wigginton getting his 23rd start at third base. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Mayhay. Fly ball to center field. Meyer drifts over a bit. He's got it. Mayhay comes on and retires the side in order. We've completed 7 here at Camden Yards with the Orioles up 7-1. Game, Brad Bergeson, who leaves with a run on 7 hits over 7. Aubrey Huff, who has delivered a 3 RBI double and has a single as well. And Ty Wigginton, a home run, 2 hits, 2 for 4, and an RBI. Text in your vote, A, B, or C. 518-62.
Well, good game all around. The hitters have contributed some big hits. Brad Bergeson set the tone with a 7-hit effort over 7 innings, allowing just 1 run. And now Mark Henriksen comes out of the bullpen to see if he can't keep the Royals in check here in the 8th inning. Henriksen has really thrown the ball well since going to the bullpen. He has been very effective, very efficient, and the role seems to suit him well.
Bergeson leaving after taking that line drive shot off the bat of Butler. And he's got a chance to pick up his 7th win against 5 losses in his first outing against Kansas City. But of more concern right now is how is he? Henriksen goes to work, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Mike Jacobs hitting just .219. He's had a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Oh, 0-1 delivery on the way and chopped foul. 19,194 the announced attendance for the day game today. And they have seen the Orioles play an all-around solid ball game to this point. 0-2 delivery on the way and strike 3 called. Henriksen starts it out with a K. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. 1 down in the 8th inning. Callaspo, maybe his last chance to extend his 11-game hit streak. Into right center field. Jones going, and he does extend it. It'll get by to the warning track. And stopping at second base, Callaspo with a 12-game hit streak. 1 for 4.
Well, he got down maybe to his last at bat to extend that streak, but he's really swung the bat well. Aubrey Huff made a good play on him in the 2nd to take a base hit away from him. That pitch is out over the plate. He has great balance as he goes out over the plate and drives it away from Adam Jones. Adam had a bead on it, but it just was beyond his reach and goes all the way up against the wall.
So Henriksen will work out of the stretch as Buck will stand in. Buck is 2 for 11 off the Oriole left-hander. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball out in this ball game. 8 hits now for the Royals. He got that one way back in left, and goodbye home run. A 2 RBI homer. And it makes it a 7-3 ball game. As Buck got what he was looking for in that pitch and teed up on it.
Now he had a big hit in this series when he had an RBI double in the game winner in the extra inning game here. That came on Tuesday, and this is a fastball inner part of the plate, but he's able to get the barrel on it and drive it into the seats. Callaspo scores ahead of him.
Like that.
Well, Buck will pick up a homer, making his way back into the lineup. It's his 4th, 24 RBIs for him. Alex Gordon down the line, PA, foul territory, and is he all right? Ball bounds away as he went right into the wall.
He and a fan battle for that ball, and his momentum carries him right over the padding onto the top of that railing down there. See, the top of that rail is concrete, and that didn't have to feel very good, and he made a good effort. You can see he's still smarting a bit from it on that right hip.
The fans boo the Oriole fan who tried to catch the ball. Here's Alex Gordon. That is taken down low with the 1-ball 1-strike count as he awaits at the plate. Well, the Royals Little creeping here with a couple of runs in the 8th. 1-1 delivery on the way. Off-speed pitch that is in there for a strike. Hendrickson has surrendered 11 home runs on the season in 63 innings. 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Got him. Gets the strikeout. 2 down, 2 Ks in the 8th.
He made quick work of Mike Jacobs and Alex Gordon. And then the right-handers did the damage, but that's a well-thrown pitch down and away to Gordon for his second strikeout in the inning.
Ryan Friel take the breaking ball inside. It has been such a marked difference for Hendrickson between starting and relieving. Fouled away. He has allowed now just 3 earned runs or less in 20 of the 23 relief appearances. ERA as a reliever is just under 3. As a starter, it was 6.3. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Misses the inside corner. One in at third. Wigginton right where he needed to be. A home run picked up by Buck with Cayespo on board. Puts a couple on the board and makes it 7-3-0s.
Sure has. Nick Markakis has had a big hit as Aubrey Huff drove in 3 with his double. Brian Roberts has had a big day with an RBI double as well. Cesar Asturias. That thing started in that 6th inning with a 2-out double. And the balance has been up and down the order. 7 runs on 11 hits for the Orioles today. And the big 4-run 5th inning, the difference in the ballgame.
Red Sox playing at home against Oakland today. A 1-0 lead in their ball game that didn't start till 1:30. Red Sox will be in here for 3. Luke Scott against Mayhay. Ball 1. It'll be Jeremy Guthrie opening up the series tomorrow night, 7-9 against John Smoltz, 1-4. David Hernandez Saturday night, 3-2 against Josh Beckett, 12-4. Sunday afternoon, Jason Birkin, 1-8 against Clay Buchholz, 1-1. And a 1-1 count on a frustrated Luke Scott. Luke wanted that last pitch, thought he could have driven the ball. He's had an 0 for 3. Trying to join the rest of the position players today in the hit charge. 1-1 delivery. Takes that for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, and you can see Luke has really got a lot of things going on in his mind. It's difficult. He made a pretty good swing on his last at bat when he hit a ball down the first baseman, but Billy Butler made a good play on him to retire him 3-1.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, way inside. Mayhay backs him off the plate. .291 off left-handers for Luke Scott. 20-plus points higher than against righties. And he does get into hit column with the Mayhay pitch that hung up high. A single for Scott. The Orioles continue to pile them up. Following the Orioles-Angels game on Sunday, August 16, join Nick Markakis and his wife Christina. It is their Right Side Foundation's inaugural 5K run and 1-mile fun walk. It'll be at Patterson Park. The race walk will begin at 6. Prizes, family fun activities, and an appearance by Nick. They'll be the first 500 to register going to get a free race shirt. You can do that at rightsidefoundation.org. That's rightsidefoundation.org. Scott on first base with a single. Wieters a double, 1 for 3. Outside for a ball, a 12-hit attack for the Orioles. We understand Brad Bergeson is having x-rays taken on the leg right now after being hit on the line drive that ended the 7th inning off the bat of Billy Butler.
Yeah, just keep fingers crossed that those come back negative. And he's going to have a little bit of a bruise there no matter what the results are.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery. Matt Wieters down to third. Gordon up. 1, 2. Well, they turn the double play around the horn on that one. That will empty the bases for Izturis. He has doubled and scored in the ball game, a 1 for 3. A 5-game hit streak for him now in a real good series. 6 hits in 15 at bats against Kansas City in this series. Sturris has had a pretty good season overall against him, in fact. So he has picked up 9 hits and 32 at bats. One 0 count. Pops that one up. Buck will put it away. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. The Orioles on top by 4. Like the world's most refreshing beer.
7th inning, Billy Butler hitting against Brad Bergeson. The ball comes right back to the mound and hits Bergeson on the left leg. Caroms back toward the catcher. Wieters is able to make the play on it to retire Butler and end the inning, and Bergeson is paying. when he limps off the field, eventually hopping into the dugout, throws his glove in frustration, and he took a shot. He's getting x-rays as we speak, and keep your fingers crossed that those come back negative.
So Mark Hendrickson trying to wrap the ball game up as the Orioles look to split the 4-game set, losing the first 2, winning 7-3 last night and leading 7-3 in this one. Yuniesky Betancourt 1 for 3, single his last time up to break the 0 for 21. The Orioles are 13, 15, and 4 right now as far as series are concerned. They've won 13, lost 15, and tied 4 series. So looking down to 5, a 5th tied series if they get the win here today. So far in the season, the Orioles have winning records against Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Minnesota. This series would be evened up at 4-4. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Hendrickson gave up the home run to Buck in the 8th inning. Ferguson charged with a run on 7 hits over 7. Walked 2 and struck out 6, reaching his career high of 6 Ks for the 3rd time this year. Two breaking ball taken down low. 3-2.
Yeah, Brad Ferguson looking to improve to 7-5 for the season, and again his 12th straight game with at least 6 innings pitched.
Center field, Jones. One away in the 9th inning. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Be right back with you tomorrow night here at Camden Yards as the Red Sox are in for game 1. 7 o'clock for O's Extra. 7:30 for the ball game. Guthrie and Smoltz, the scheduled starters. Hendrickson with 1 down, and the breaking ball is in there for a strike. David DeJesus at the top of the order, 2 for 4, 2 singles. He picked up the first RBI for Kansas City with a base hit in the 7th inning. Here's the 0-1. I may have said those times wrong. 6:30 is O's Extra. 7 o'clock's the game. I'm not counting on a rain delay. Thank you so much. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Now I've done it. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that will be in there for a strike. 1-2. DeJesus waiting on it. He'll loop that one into right center field for a base hit. Jones over to get it. So after starting 0 for 2 in the ball game, DeJesus has got a 3-hit game, 3 singles. Updating you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game so far. Ferguson firing away. You still have time to text in your voice, A, B, or C, 51862. And the results coming up on the O's Extra postgame show. Meyer 1 for 4. Suddenly this game has become a pretty good hit fest. Combined 10 runs on 22 hits in the game. The Royals have left 8 on base and the Orioles 5. Kansas City didn't get a runner in the scoring position until the 6th inning, and did not score a run until the 7th. But Last 3 innings, they put the hits up.
Yeah, they only had 3 base runners through the first 6 innings against Brad Bergeson.
0-2 delivery on the way. Henderson will be outside with it, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Mitch Meyer with a runner at first. 1-2 delivery to him. Good shot. 3rd strikeout. Henderson coming in on the fists on that one.
Yeah, good sequence of pitches from Mark Hendrickson, and he finishes off Meyer with that fastball down and in. After throwing him some effective breaking balls away, Meyer was late on the fastball.
So the Orioles 1 out away from picking up their 44th win of the season. Billy Butler 1 for 4 in the game. Runner at first base and 2 down. And Butler will take it for a strike. Luke Kochaver, the pitcher of record for the Royals, giving up the 7 runs on 11 hits over 6 innings with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Mayhay gave up only 1 hit, faced only 6 in relief. Inside, 4-ball, 1-1 on Butler. One and 2. Oriole fans up on their feet as Hendrickson tries to finish it off and preserve win number 7 for the rookie Brad Bergeson. 1-2 pitch. Second base Brian Roberts. He'll go to first. And this one's in the book for the O's. So the Orioles come back and win the final 2 with a 4-game set. This one by a score of 7-3, out hitting the Royals 12-10. We'll be back to wrap it up.